That is lesson number 5, server side scripting, and that is PHP. Okay, what are we going to learn in this lesson is features of PHP, PHP variables, data types, what is array, which are the different string functions, and user defined functions also we can create. Then what is PHP form handling, and how are we going to connect PHP to the database server. Okay, we are going to see this. Now, HTML we used for creating web pages, and those were static web pages. Then we came across client side scripting, right? Client side scripting was JavaScript, wherein we were using that script to create dynamism in our web pages. Now we are going to see server side script, okay, and that is PHP. Introduction of PHP. PHP, what is it known as? Hypertext preprocessor, okay, is a widely used of open source general purpose scripting language. It is especially suited for the web development and can be embedded into HTML. PHP, if someone asks you about PHP, PHP is hypertext preprocessor. It is general purpose scripting language. It is open source, that is, it is free. And especially it is used for web development. Okay. Now, what are the different points what you're going to remember for PHP? PHP runs on various platforms. What do you mean by platforms? So operating systems, Linux, Unix, Mac OS, and Windows operating system also. So PHP can run on many different platforms. So it is used by many people with different platforms. Second, PHP is compatible with almost all servers used today. Now, what are the different servers? We have Apache, we have XAMPP, we have Linux, and we have LivePD. Okay, so we have different servers which we can use for PHP. It's not that it is only compatible, it's only used with one server. No, it is used with many different servers. First, it runs on various platforms. Second, it is compatible with various servers. Next, PHP supports a wide range of databases. Now, if I say it is a server-side scripting, so server is involved. If server is involved, there has to be a database wherein all my data will be stored. So PHP supports many different databases also. PHP is free and one can download it from the official PHP resource. As we have seen here, it's an open source. That means it is free and we can download it. If you want to download, you can download it from www.php.net. Next, PHP is easy to learn and runs efficiently on the server side. Okay, PHP is very easy to learn. As we had HTML, as we learned JavaScript, the same way PHP is also easy and it efficiently runs on the server side. Now, what do you mean by server side scripting? What is a server? A server is the computer system that serves as a central repository of data and programs and is shared by the clients. If I have many different computers, okay, I have 4 computers and I have one more computer here. Okay, so this first computer, this second computer, third computer, fourth, and fifth. Okay, so my different computers are connected in a network. This is connected, this is connected. Okay, and I have very less capacity for this, less storage. But here I have a big storage. So what will I do? I won't be saving all my files here, but I will save my files on the PC which has more memory. More processor is also big. I have RAM, a huge, And so what will I do? I will be installing all my software on this PC itself. Okay, what will I do? I will install all my softwares on this PC. So these are my dummy PCs, or I can call it as client. And this is the one server which we are using as the main source for storage and data. Okay, so it is called a server. A server-side environment that runs a scripting language is termed as web server. Now I have a server, a PC, but what is web server now? Web is the web, www. It can also be termed as the subset of internet, right? So we have certain environment in which I need to run my server-side script. So who is responsible or who is giving me that environment is my web server. The server-side environment that runs a scripting language is termed as web server. A user's request is fulfilled by running a script directly on the web server to generate a dynamic HTML web page. Okay, what is done? I have to run my web page from the server, and when I am running that script, running that program from the web server, it automatically generates a dynamic web page. Okay, it's not a static, but it is a dynamic web page. This HTML is then sent to the client browser, right? It is executed at web server, and it is sent. Once it gets the output, it is sent to the client browser, and then I can see what is out. It is usually used to provide interactive websites that interface with the databases or other data stores on the server. Now, simple example, if I say for PHP, you have certain subway search, right? You have this game, and or you can take some other games also, wherein what happens if you are playing that game and what is your score? Okay, once you get the score, you get to know first 10 scores, and in these first 10 rankers, where are you? Okay, so what and where is this data stored? The data is stored in the database. So it is tallying with the database how much score you have got, and that score should be in the order so that I get first to 10 rankers. So what it is interactive website, and it is interfacing me. It is telling me what is stored in the database, okay, or whatever data is stored on the server, right? Okay. Few programming languages for server-side programming are PHP, Java and JSP, and Python. So we are going to focus on PHP. PHP mainly focuses on server-side scripting, first point. Okay, it basically focuses on server-side scripting, which is used to collect form data. Now, why are we using this server-side to collect form data? First, generate dynamic page content. Second, or send or receive cookies. Okay, these are the three things what PHP or the server-side scripting does. First is collecting form data. HTML was used just for designing. JavaScript was used for validating, and PHP or server side is used for collecting form data and generating dynamic web pages. Now there are three things to make this work: the PHP parser, a web server, and a web browser. These are the three things which we require to run our PHP program. Okay? PHP parser and web server. Web server is the the web servers from here. Okay, and we have web browser. You need to run the web server first whenever you are writing the script, writing the program, first thing is you should be running the web server. Okay, I should go on Apache and I should click on run. Once my web server is executing, with the connected PHP installation, it should have a PHP installation also. I should run the web server first. Then you can access the PHP program output with a web browser. If I want to see the output of the PHP program, I need to open it from web browser. Viewing the web pages through the server. I am in my browser, but on the browser, what am I seeing is the PHP pages. Note PHP hides the code from the user. Yes, correct. Because it was there, a difference in JavaScript was given, right? Client side and server side difference. Server side is more secure because it is not showing me the codes, but client side shows me the code, so the codes are not secure, right? Here the same thing it is telling us, PHP hides the code from the user. He only can see the output of the program. Okay, here a short small introduction for PHP and server side script. Features of PHP. What are the different features? This question was asked in the exam last year. Describe the features of PHP. PHP is most popular and frequently used worldwide server scripting. Why it is used worldwide? Because of these. Because it supports various platforms, it supports various servers, it supports varieties of databases also, and it is free. One can download, easy to learn, right? Because of so many advantages, it is used worldwide. And what are the main reasons for popularity? First thing, simple. It is very simple and easy to use as compared to other scripting languages. Very easy. Second, interpreted. It is an interpreted language, that is, there is no need for compilation. I had told you what is the difference between interpreter and compilation. Okay, interpreter is interpreting it after each line. Compilation is done for the full program. Okay, so PHP is the interpreted language, and that is very useful for us for writing a program. Faster, it is faster than other scripting languages, that is JSP and ASP. Okay, these two are the server side scripting languages, but apart from these two, my PHP is very fast. Next, open source. It means it is free to use, free to download, free to share. Platform independent, as we had seen, it supports various platforms, so it is independent. You can run the PHP on any operating system. It would be Linux, Unix, Mac OS, Windows, any platform, my PHP will run. Case sensitive. PHP is the case sensitive scripting language. While declaration of variables and its use in the program, you need to follow the case. In PHP, all keywords, that is if, else, while, echo, etc., all these keywords, classes, functions, and user-defined functions are not case sensitive. Okay, these keywords you can write it in capital or small, no matter. But the variables which you are going to use, okay, the variables, if I am declaring A as my variable, I cannot use capital A there, right? Because the memory is stored with the name A and this name is different. So here for only for variable names, it is case sensitive. But if you have certain functions or certain keywords, they are not case sensitive. You can write it in capital also, you can write it in small also, anyway. Okay. Next, error reporting. PHP have some predefined error reporting constants to generate a warning or error notice. Now, as I said, it is interpreted. What does that mean? Line by line, it will check and it will interpret what the output will be and what the errors are there in the line. So it would be mentioning me the line number and the character number, so that some mistake in that particular sentence is there and it is occurring an error. Okay, so error reporting is done constantly and generating a warning or error notice is done in PHP. Real-time access monitoring. PHP provides access logging by creating the summary of recent accesses for the user. Now, real-time access monitoring. Real-time. It's not that past few days who had logged in. No. As I have my Google, right? If someone is trying to access my Google, immediately I will get the Gmail alert stating someone is trying to log in. If you are the correct account holder, then you have your mobile phones and they will ask you certain security questions, or there is certain number which is being provided on your mobile and you need to mention it for the registered mobile number. You'll get the code and that code you need to insert so that they get to know that the correct person is logging in, right? So that is a real time access monitoring what is done. That is possible with the help of PHP. Loosely typed language. It is a loosely typed language. PHP supports variable usage without declaring its data type. So it is said to be loosely. Chalega. Okay. But for many different languages, data type has to be declared, whether it's an integer, whether it's a string, whether it's a float. I need to declare the data type. Then only I can work. Then only the data is considered. But here in PHP, if you are not writing the data type, then too the variable is declared. Okay, and the variable is storing that particular value. It will be taken at the time of execution based on the type data has its value. At the time of execution, I did not write anything in my program. Okay, I did not mention the data type, but at the time of execution, it will check what is the answer. Depending on the answer, then whether it's a number value or whether it's a string value, it would give me the data. Okay, so it is said to be loosely typed. Since the data types are not set in a strict sense, we can do the things like adding a string to an integer without causing an error. Because I am not at all mentioning the data type, so I can add the string plus the numbers plus the integers, everything. I can add and that will not cause any error. But if I am declaring that first number is integer and the second is string, then those two will not be added because it will give me an error stating different data types. But here we are not declaring anything. So no error. Now how to write your first sample code of PHP. A PHP file normally contains HTML tags. Now this, as we had our JavaScript which we embed in HTML, the same way PHP also will be embedding in HTML tags. So PHP file normally contains HTML tags and some PHP scripting code. The PHP code is usually enclosed in special start and end processing instructions. Okay, as we had tags, angle brackets open and angle bracket close, open tag and close tag, right? Here it is some different. Can you see here? Starting and ending is different. Starting angle bracket question mark PHP, then write the sentence what you want and end with question mark and angle bracket. Okay, that allows us to move into and out of the PHP mode. What do you mean by PHP mode? I have certain modes here wherein I am in the execution mode or I am in the writing mode, which mode I am in. So I can move into and out of my PHP mode with the help of these tags. I am having an HTML code, right? HTML program, HTML web page I have created. Now there are different designing tags in my HTML, but HTML tags are different and PHP tags are different. So if I want my web browser to go into the PHP and run the code, right? So move in the PHP mode and run the code. So that time I will see this tag and then I will understand that this is my PHP tag. Okay. Even it allows to embed HTML code within PHP code also. All the PHP files have the extension. Very, very important. This is the question asked. .php. What is the extension for the PHP files is .php. A PHP script can be placed anywhere in an HTML document. Wherever I want, I can place it. Either I can place it in the head, in the body, or around somewhere I can place it. For example, PHP program to display the text "Hello World" on a web page. Now, what are we writing? We are writing a program to create a page wherein I have just to display the text "Hello World." Only this thing, but with the help of PHP, we are going to write the code. As we write the codes for HTML, the same way, first line, doc type HTML, second HTML, then I have head, title open, title close, head close, and then we have body. In the body section, we have H1, that is my first PHP page. Okay, now here I want to display hello world. I just want to display hello world. My heading one is different. Heading one is I want certain heading for my page, and this is my first PHP page. Can you see this? Right? Once the browser sees this angle bracket question mark PHP, it will understand whatever is in these codes. Okay, so I have whatever is written in this will be executed on the web server and it would be displayed on the web browser. Okay, so here I just have given her the sentence hello world, but which is important keyword here, echo. Echo is the keyword for displaying text on the web page. Right? If I want to display, I need to mention the command or the keyword echo. Can you see here? In this tags, I have echo and double quotes hello world finish. Okay, this is how I create my code and this is how I write my code. This is my first page. Note the PHP code is embedded with HTML tag using this angle bracket question mark PHP and then question mark angle bracket close. Do you know? What do you know? Some popular PHP frameworks. First is Laravel. It is used to build robust web applications with MVC support. It simplifies tasks such as caching, security, authentication, and many more. Okay, so this platform is used for authentication. Symfony, Symfony is another type of PHP framework. Symfony, it is used for first app development. Okay, why was it used? It was used for app development. Due to the reusable components, I can use those components again and again. So I can create the app development fast. It provides many app building blocks like form management, etc. Why it can create the form development of the app fast? Because it has certain building blocks which can be used and can be created. Okay, so I have Laravel and Symfony, two PHP popular frameworks. Now I wrote my program, right? Here, see, I wrote this program. Now, how am I going to execute the PHP program? Type the above program and save as first PHP, first dot PHP using any text editor. Okay. For example, Notepad or gedit. I basically write in the Notepad only, or Notepad plus plus is also very useful for writing the PHP program. Create folder with your name in, very important here, in now I have to store my program in the root directory. What do you mean by root directory? The directory in which I have this PHP program installed. Okay, or the root directory of my server. The server which I am going to use, I can go in that particular server and save my files or create a folder. First thing what I did, I wrote the above program and I have saved it as first.php using the text editor, Notepad or Notepad++. Gedit, we are not using that mostly, but Notepad and Notepad++ are the ones, the easiest ones to use for PHP programs. Then once we write, we save. Where are we supposed to save it? We cannot save this program anywhere outside, but we require the proper path where I need to store this folder. Now, can you see this? Slash var slash, okay, www/html. So, what is it telling me? To create a folder in the server's root directory. Okay, we have a root directory. Now, for our PCs, what we say, C is my root directory. Correct, because from there only all my programs run, all my hardware is checked, all my user programs, my operating system, whatever I want, I can do it from the root directory. In case of Linux, the path of the root directory is, now if you are using Linux platform, this is the path. Go to var slash www/html. Okay. In case of Windows, the path is C, XAMPP and htdocs. So we are going to remember this. Okay, because this is what we are going to use. Okay, now how are these stored? Just check. Here, this is folder created on the web server. Okay, Balbharti folder is created. Now save the first page, first.php file in Balbharti folder. Okay. As we do the steps, you will be able to understand how to write and create the PHP program. Now I'm just going to go for theory. We'll finish off the theory first and then we'll go for the practicals. Okay. Go to browser and type http localhost balbharti in the URL bar and click on the first PHP. If you log in with your account, okay, then you have you can see many different folders, the directories, the files, okay, which you have created and which are stored in your own folder. If you want to see that, you can just type http://localhost. So it is going from localhost. Localhost is my root directory. Then in that I've created Balbharti, and in this Balbharti I'll be getting the URL of the page. Okay. Understood this much? PHP case sensitivity and the different programs, we'll see tomorrow. Sorry, Thursday, right? Next Thursday. I will be uploading these videos. You all can go through it, check, revise, and be ready for the exam. Okay. Chalo, take care. Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.